That's fine. I think we can start filming
Yeah.
now. Gulp. This is a spontaneous interview from Redmayne School, high school, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you are doing your A levels, is that right?
Yeah.
And I came quite by accident to an amazing art exhibition demonstrating, was it all the years?
It was GCSE and A-level work, yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't introduced you. You're Natasha,
Yeah.
and you had an installation, which I will show you later when I edit this. It looks like a television studio. It looks like a Tim Burton a set, doesn't it?
Thank you.
And when I first saw it, it was the art was all over there, and I thought maybe this is where security slept at night, because it's there's all this valuable art. But actually, I thought that's interesting, and I thought that's a little bit like the sort of Tracy bed, Dame Tracy bed, which I saw must be 30 years ago, and I realised it was a piece of art. Because obviously, my slight ADHD, I don't pay attention very well. I have to look and oh, that's what it is. Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. You're Natasha,
Yeah.
and I asked your head of arts and visuals, Beth, if I could interview you, and they said yes. So that's why we have your mum holding the camera, and we're going to do our best that everyone can hear us and explore this amazing mind you have. I'm going to stop talking now and let you talk. We're in a room with a desk, a projector for work, a laptop, a bed, the walls of a room. There's so much emotion and ideas going on. Can you explain it to me?
Yeah, so when I first got the paper for the art exam for A-level, one of the starting points in that was script, media, and something else. And I knew from when I first read that, I could do something on my dyslexia, because I'm autistic and dyslexic. I've known I'm dyslexic since I was 8. And I kind of just wanted to show people what it's actually like to be dyslexic, because I always seem to hear when I'm on like Instagram or going about that like dyslexia is your superpower, when I've been growing up in school and stuff, I've had great support, but it's definitely not been a superpower.
Right.
And I just wanted to show people who are neurotypical what it can actually be like for a dyslexic person growing up in school. And so wanted to create like a visual space that showed like the words that I've heard or the things I felt about myself, and show how that can really overtake like a teenage mind and a child's mind and make them not really think they're like their peers. And
Do they use the word different? Because with autism, I guess, and remember, I don't know much, and that's what we're here to talk about. There are different levels, isn't it, where it's really overwhelming, and sometimes it's a massive asset. Won't go into my details, but my lovely son's doing so well, and he's autistic, but it's in a very helpful way. Everything he touches turns to gold, and I feel that you're very similar to that.
Thank you.
There are so many questions here, written with answers.
Yeah.
Is it you trying to explain your world of what it's like communicating with other people? Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, some of it is. I originally was just going to do the red writing on it when I first started doing the mirror piece, because I wanted to see have people look in and be like, this is like reading off of it and just seeing themselves in the mirror, because I felt like then they could see what it was actually like reflecting back and stuff. But yeah, some of it is stuff that has been said either to me or I've heard to others, or have just been like on Instagram and stuff and have heard people talking about. And then I also wrote in the blue because the exam happens in 3 days because it's a 15-hour exam, or 18 hours and 45 minutes if you have extra time, as I did. But I came away from it as like, I kind of just need a break from this, it's a lot. And then the next day I came in and started writing the blue, where I was answering back some of the comments, some in like ways that I wish I had, but hadn't had the confidence to, or didn't really want to get into trouble, because I've always been the good kid. I've never really been the one to get in trouble, so I would never really, for many years, didn't like stand up for myself either. So I wanted to like respond to some of the comments, and it felt quite
That's
good.
amazing. So you started off, by the way, it was a limited time period?
Yeah.
So when I edit and show them all that we're talking about, that's amazing. So you had how many hours to create it?
So 15 hours was for the main exam. We have had time before to like start it, but it had to be completed in that time frame.
But so for example, you've written on all, I mean, the amount of words you've done, you could have written a biography. And also, there's I mean, this is proper stenciling into the duvet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work here.
Yeah.
And your spelling is perfect, don't worry. And so therefore, were you allowed to do these beforehand?
Well, I started some of the art, so like the stuff that's on the books and posters, I did the art beforehand, but I printed those off during the time, and the plates I did before because I needed some assistance with it.
Yeah.
Because in the exam you're not allowed to have assistance unless you really need it. But the duvet, the t-shirts, the mugs and things I did in the exam, as well as the chair and the wind.
I was really interested by what you said about how, you know, during the exam there's a lot of pressure. And normally, I guess you like things to be really organised and thought about up front, yeah?
Yeah.
And how daring of you to suddenly decide you wanted to answer the questions. You know, is it what gave you that turn of emotions to suddenly change your art and then suddenly reply full on in all sorts of ways? Sometimes it's angry, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's explanatory.
Yeah.
Wasn't that risky? You'd already written it, and then you thought, oh right, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
How did that idea came about? What happened with your mood?
Well, I had just been like, kind of like, I need to finish this piece. I can't just walk out of the exam. I need to get this done. I want to show people. And I was in a room with the others in my class, and I was kind of like, well, I just want to do something that to me would be kind of healing, and that I've never really done before. I've never been one to really like be rude and talk back to teachers or anything. But
or answer back. I mean, it's answering back, isn't
yeah.
it? It's explaining, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you find it difficult to explain or respond to people where they quietly wind you up with their opinion, or do you just back away?
For most of my life, I haven't been the one to do that. Sometimes I have done so, and people have been like, "You're being really rude."
Yeah.
And so then I've just been like, "Well, I can't explain myself because you're going to say I'm in trouble, so I'm just gonna not." But a few years ago, I started standing up for myself because I was being bullied for a while because I was always the odd kid. And I finally stood up for myself. I was like, well, you may think I'm weird, but I'm glad I'm not normal.
What gave you the confidence to start standing up for yourself and answering back? Was it just the whole change in the world understanding more about this and it being all over the TV with wonderful presenters explaining they have it too?
I always liked seeing other people who have autism and dyslexia and who are also neurodiverse, but I think I was just quite tired of having comments, and I've had a very supportive home life, I've had very supportive teachers, just like having some peers that just don't really understand, but I just have kind of got fed up and been like, well, I'm just glad I'm not like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that come about from changing schools?
No. I changed schools when I was younger between primary schools because I was being bullied, but when I was in the lower years of secondary school, I was being bullied still, and it was kind of like during lockdown it was quite good for me because I was kind of able to be away from people and kind of work on what I needed for myself, and then came back in year 9, which feels like forever ago, and kind of started to stand up for myself then, just after being able to have a break and work on myself.
Do you feel more people are like your I was going to say peers, I mean your school friends?
Yeah.
They understand it so much more now, don't they? There are so many pop stars and people they admire openly talking about how troubled their shiny lives actually are. Robbie Williams has an amazing exhibition which I reviewed in Mocco in London, and it's all about it's similar style to you. It's all about cartoons and comments and making statements, and showing off all his different ups and downs and roller coaster life with his emotions, battling with it and making things messed up all the time. You're in a good place now, aren't you? Are you in a happy place?
Yeah.
Yeah? The school's great. It's got great reputation, so that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And what do you think is on the horizon then? Are you worried about going after you finish all this into what hopefully you can get, whatever job we'll talk about later? Do you feel there's opportunities out there for you with all your talents?
Yeah, definitely.
I think so.
Yeah.
I know so. I've met people in the top of their trees that do really well in the art world. Do you want to, I'm going to ask you a cheeky question. If you had a museum that said, you're outstanding, you're the new Dane, what would you put in it? What would the content be of a museum exhibition?
I don't know. I would definitely want to show more of this stuff that I've got here on my autism and dyslexia. But I'm obsessed with historical fashion, especially 18th century fashion. So I just want to probably do something on how corsets aren't evil; they're actually really good.
All right.
And it's the 20th century that, to me, that has kind of ruined that for me. But yeah.
And if I can go back to that, what is the other angles on the autism? What would you do? Would you go to painting it, creating drawings like Robbie did? He creates cartoons. Would you express? How would you express another alternative way?
I'm not sure, because I have always loved painting and drawing, but I definitely think my skills is more 3D.
Yeah.
And for some of the other pieces I had in the BS9 art trail, I did show that a bit more with how I felt quite restricted and the pain that can come with being autistic. But I expressed it through like dresses and through like corsetry that isn't actually good corsetry.
Yeah.
And
so did it come across as distressed and confused? Did it? Was it quite punk, the style you did it?
Yeah, probably.
It wasn't all trim and correct and nice.
No.
How did you design an 18th century dress? How would it have looked?
Well,
you can send me a picture. Actually. Let's slot that in, shall we? We'll do that because that'd be much better to explain. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Because I'm going to separately shoot these bits as we talked, so that the viewers can see this amazing art. You must keep it all because Tracy Ennin's bed burnt down apparently. I think it was a fire, wasn't there, in the warehouse down by the Colosseum area. So keep all this safe because you never know when you can redo it.
Yeah.
You're a really amazing talent and really inspiring. And I'm so glad you're in a good place and doing so well. And thanks for being brave enough to meet me, someone who didn't know anything about it. You explained really well the ups and downs, the positives, and of course the negatives. And it's very special and emotional. I hope everyone watching this can get something from it that gives them strength and inspiration. It can be a rucksack, but what you've done with your talent is going to help you fly away, I think. It's really good. Thank you, Natasha. You're an angel of art. It's really special.